No, I just wanted to thank you because for the first time in I think a month, today I put on makeup. So
Same. Yeah, it's only because of the radio tour stuff that we're doing virtually that I'm like, I guess I, I guess I should put a bra on and like clothes.
yeah. So what? Yeah, where are you quarantining? What are you like? Yeah, what have you been doing?
So we came out here to Nashville to finish the other half of the album. I bought a home here in February, and it's not very
Awesome.
far from Gainesville where I grew up, so it's perfect. And so we were only planning on staying here for a couple weeks, and then psych your mind, there's a virus out there, and you're now going to be quarantined. So we're going to be planting a garden here.
I love it.
A little garden. I bought a tether ball because why the heck not? I know.
That is awesome.
I'll be
It's like brings back childhood memories for sure.
like 8, 9 years old, but now I know why they took it off of playgrounds because it is dangerous.
Yes.
And my pinky and my thumb,
Just like you did when you were a kid, right?
right? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is not safe, but it's fun. It's really fun, and my best friend and I, thankfully, are quarantined together here. So
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like being quarantined. There's a part of me I think that will kind of miss it almost because I have this list of that I want to do. Is there a list of things that you want to get accomplished while you're stuck indoors?
yeah, I want to read more. I haven't really had the opportunity to do that, and luckily, I mean, I've been pretty busy with things that, if I'm using my platform to talk about, of course, staying at home and all that stuff. But I do want to read more, and I have only turned the TV on for a couple of hours, and then I'm
Oh,
watching like terrible reality TV because
yes. Okay, what terrible reality show are you into now? Because there's some good, crazy ones.
tell me right now, have you heard of or seen Too Hot to Handle?
Oh my God. Just saw the preview. I'm like, what is this?
It's gonna blow your mind. And like one of my friends was like, "Oh, you should try it. Like it's really interesting." I'm like, "Oh, really? Like just gorgeous people just wanting to like be intimate. Oh, that's exciting." But there's a twist. So they cannot be intimate for a lump sum of money, and every time any of them hook up, it dwindles the pot.
Oh,
And then what happens is they do these workshops where they're really trying to sort of sort through their feelings as opposed to just having physical connections. So these people are actually like growing and evolving, and it's really turned out to be something I had no idea that it was going to be. So it's
yeah.
a watch if you have time.
Yeah. What was the other one where you couldn't see each other? I got it. Yes. Did you ever watch
Yeah,
that?
we watched that too. Yeah, that.
Okay. All of them?
Okay, so yeah, we finished. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we either don't turn on the TV or we turn it on for 7 hours at a time.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
we finished it, and I was like, okay, these people are going to meet each other, but they're going to have to propose to one another. But it's such a great social experiment to really get to know the person. But of course, luckily, they were attracted to each other.
Well,
Um,
yeah. It's not like they're going to,
yeah,
pick ugly people on the show. They never do, you know?
okay, but it's cool because a couple of the relationships ended up sticking, and then some of them they were like, yeah, it's just they needed more, and you really
Yeah.
want it to work, but it doesn't always happen. So
I know. I know. But what about Tiger King? Did you ever get into that?
so those are the only things. Oh, and Crypt Camp. I don't know if you've seen Crypt Camp, but it's a
No.
beautiful documentary about the disability revolution in the 60s,
Oh,
the Catskills, and basically them fighting for the Disability Act. And it's beautiful. Like, it's really cool. Somebody was smart enough to get footage during this camp where for disabled people. It's really wonderful. But everything else has been reality stuff.
oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but Tiger King was hard for me because I'm like, these poor tigers, like this conservation, the fact that there are more caged than there are in the wild makes me crazy. It's
Yeah. Well, and I was like, all these people are talking about him, and I'm thinking, why are we glorifying this guy? Because he's a hot mess. And so it's like, I just couldn't. I got into about 3 episodes, and then I had to stop. It
it's
was
a
like,
it's a lot to unpack, and I just feel like I think people think like, oh, this can't be a real person, this real life, but like it is, and that is frightening to me because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know so many people are obsessed with your show, This Is Us. I actually have, well, I know several men that are obsessed with the show, so much so. One guy actually has a crock pot with Jack's character, and it says, "Don't forget to unplug me" on it.
Right. I understand that because it's important.
And I mean, one show that I think a lot of people are kind of obsessed with, I don't know if you've seen it, Schitt's Creek.
Yes, which I'm not up to date, but I love all the actors desperately. And Catherine O'Hara, for me, like I got to meet her at the Oscars, an after party, and she came up to me, and I was like, Chrissy, keep it together. And I was
Right.
like, she's just, I mean, and Eugene Levy and Daniel, like everybody is so funny.
Yes. So funny. So, what is the one thing that, like, now that we're quarantining, what do you miss about regular life?
I really miss the human connection. I mean, luckily I do have my best friend. We are here together, but we saw our neighbors. They came by and brought us some gnocchi that they made.
Oh, delicious.
We were like, and of course, within the right distance and all that. And they could not have been more kind. Everybody in the South, like I miss Southern hospitality, and I'm so glad we're here. But I, it's just sort of having the conversations that we used to take for granted, or
Mm-hmm.
the interaction and connection, or just being like cognizant of like, oh, I can't touch this, and oh, I can't do, So
Isn't it amazing? Like I have a friend, and she was talking about something at the grocery store, and she was like, "And this disgusting person touched my mom's cart with their bare hands," and it was like, you realize how ridiculous that sounds,
because 39 days ago, it was okay to do that. So
right?
it's a very different way of living. So yeah, I don't know. Uncharted territory. We're trying to navigate it all.
Right. Well, and so how, okay, so you bought the house in Nashville. You're going to be staying there a while. When do you start up production for This Is Us again?
We don't know. We typically go back in July, but I have no idea what's going to happen. It's obviously going to be pushed because of new rules and regulations that are going to have to be implemented. So I came here to finish the album, and
Hmm.
then that got postponed. So I'm hoping that I'll get some more songwrites in, and some recording in before, we do go back into production, but I don't know when it's going to be. So who knows? I could be in Nashville for quite some time.
Oh, well, I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
Your new song, obviously Talking to God, I got to listen to it the other day, and my face started leaking when I was listening to it. It like, I just started crying, and because it's so beautiful. It's just such a great song, and I just wanted to tell you, I'm a big fan of the song. So
Yeah, I fell in love with it. It was actually written on an Ashley McBride writer's retreat, and I just fell in love with it. And I'm just so glad that people are relating to it. And it's pretty timely, although timeless. It's a pretty timely song. So
yeah, I mean, what made, because obviously when people pick songs, something sticks out to them and it grabs them. So what was it about that song that, got you in the feels?
well, I love I was talking to God last night, and your name came up because you don't have to be religious to know that like something is in charge of all this. And sometimes we need that help, and we need that, like, that contact. And I know what it's like to like make a decision and regret one and wish we made something, a different decision. And I was previously married. So,
Yeah.
I get all that. I do. And doesn't mean that just because people aren't in my life, doesn't mean that I don't think about them and pray for them and wish them well. So that really like resonated with me.
Hmm. Yeah. And I liked the line where you, just like talking about asking God kind of like, what's going on with my life,
Right.
and
Right.
because I do that all the time, like, God, why isn't it happening? Why is this happening? And well, most of the time God doesn't talk back.
Right. Yeah. Some people get it all, and some people fall out of love. It's like, yeah, like why does my life look this way? But I truly believe that, everything happens for our lessons, and what we get to grow and evolve from. Uh,
Hmm.
though sometimes when you're in it, it's hard. It's
Yeah.
really, really tricky. So
Well, the song is amazing. I put out on Facebook and Twitter, and I wanted people to, comment and ask questions. And most people, what's funny is they didn't really have questions. They just wanted to tell you how much they love you. And, this fan, one of our listeners, Deanne, walked down the aisle to your song, Standing With You. They walked down the aisle of that song. Teresa said that she wanted you to know how much you're loved and then what a beautiful lady you are. So I just wanted to pass that along to you. So,
oh, that's so sweet. I'm getting a little teary-eyed.
I know your face is leaking.
It really means a lot to me. It's like not lost that like something that you love to do can impact other people. And that's why, I think we all are a part of this whole journey. So that's so sweet. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I read an article, and I know I have to wrap this up, but there was an article and you were in Good Housekeeping, and I just really appreciated your honesty, and because I think your testament can really help a lot of people, and I just, I just think that's great. You're so open and honest about everything, your childhood, your journey, and I just think that's awesome.
Thank you. It's not easy to do, but I see how it helps so many people that I'm like, yeah, I gotta do it.
Yeah, and we all don't want to be alone in what we're dealing with. So
absolutely not. So it's lovely to talk to you.
Oh, yes, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day and enjoy whoever else you have to talk to, and put a use to all that makeup we're wearing.
I know. I'm like, where's the makeup wipe?
I know, right?